Hey guys, this is Hungry Cerberus, and I'd like to welcome you to the MBSL StarCraft tournament. This is the first tournament in Manitoba for our forum, and possibly in any, actually. So this is kind of a special event. And in today's matchup, we have FeltFireFox, the orange Protoss, and his opponent, Spudmaxx, the green Terran. And co-casting with me today, I have fellow forum member Kolvax, who will tell us a little bit more about the players. Take it away.
Thanks, Hungry. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into these special VODs here. And like Hungry said, this is our first local tournament, and first tournament of the forums as well, actually. So it's pretty special for us here at the forums, and even in Manitoba for that matter. And I'm just going to give a quick rundown about these players. FeltFireFox is currently a Diamond 1 vs 1 player. He's pretty darn good, actually. He's a pretty good Protoss player. Knows his fundamentals quite well and is able to execute them quite properly. And Spudmaxx is... I'm not sure very much about Spudmaxx. I think he's kind of a lower league player, but I'm not going to judge him or anything like that. And I'm hoping to see some great things out of these players.
Yeah, well, once again, let's just talk a little bit more about the tournament. This is all local players, which is pretty amazing, actually, and to find a pretty good body of talent we've actually come up with. So this is our first match in the round of 16. We're going to be casting all the others, so stay tuned to the YouTube channel for more. And we're going to be casting this whole tournament. So this is quite the project we've set ourselves out for, but it's going pretty well. So... yeah, we want to get Manitoba players connected and playing together and winning tournaments together, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool to see local talent on stage, and it's cool to see that we actually had more than enough people needed for the tournament that wanted to play, and that's pretty awesome. Just for even on getting more tournaments ready standard, that we can increase the amount of people playing. We can expect that people are going to want to play, so that means we can always have great tournaments come up.
Exactly. All right, let's take a look at the players here. It looks like Fox here throwing down his cybernetics core and a gas immediately after, so I'm going to assume he's going to be doing some kind of interesting build. And it looks like Spudmaxx. This is doing the pretty standard. Looks like a Marine, Medevac, and Marauder. I can't even say M&M properly. And yeah, no, it looks pretty standard from these guys, but hopefully they'll have something special for us.
Yep, it does look like Spudmaxx did actually get that reactor on that barracks pretty early, so maybe Marauder, like you said, or maybe even a Reaper coming out. We'll have to wait and see what he chooses to do.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on the tech. We'll see if he decides to do some sort of Reaper harass. Maybe we'll see the Protoss player get a little aggressive. It doesn't look like it, though, as he's only got his one gate so far. So we'll have to see what transpires there. I'm kind of curious what exactly he's doing here. He's doing good for Harvesters. It looks like the Terran player is getting a little bit behind for some reason, but that's probably due to the orbital command.
FeltFireFox is actually playing pretty standard here, getting his warp tech and everything like that, throwing down another gateway here just to help bolster his nice, juicy Protoss army. And it does look like he's going to throw down this pylon in the gas just to make sure that there's no chance of drops ever happening in that gas.
Alright, let's take a little look here. I'm still curious if we'll see some early pressure. It looks like our Stalker is poking in a little bit. That's actually a really smart thing. A lot of professionals do too. You got to be aggressive, keep your opponent on their toes.
And it did look like Spudmaxx did happen to get a little scouting SCV by FeltFireFox's front wall here, kind of sneaking in here, seeing what's going on. Probably didn't see anything too game-changing, just 2 gateways and a cybernetics core. And I do really like FeltFireFox's, I'm just going to call him Fox now, or Fire or something. I do really like his pylon placement. He's giving complete vision of his base and making him able to warp in units down below so he can help if he needs to come in from the back and attack some army.
Yeah, I'm interested here. It seems like Spudmaxx has invested quite a bit into this Reaper harass. He even got nitro packs just for these 2 Reapers. So let's see if this can pay for itself. I'm not sure. They're doing all right. They're at least knocking him off his harvesting. Let's see. We got 1 kill and 4 kills, so only 5 probe kills. I don't know if that paid for itself. And it looks like he's actually going for a 4-gate here, Mr. Fox. And yeah, no, these lots of marauders. So this will be interesting to see a 4-gate. I'm assuming with charge lots or maybe some stalkers.
Yeah, hopefully we get to see some cool play here by the Protoss. I really want to see him throw maybe some proxy pylons near the gold or something, just to make it easier to warp in units to get into Spudmaxx's base.
Well, it's interesting. If the Protoss player decides to do this 4-gate, he's definitely going to have a weird moment where he's going to be at a bit of a disadvantage to the Terran player, at least until he gets his tech up. And he's got the charge lot started, but it looks like the Terran player might get here before that starts. So he's just going to have to do his best to hold him off at the ramp here, maybe throw down some force fields. Look at the
arm. I'm hoping that he's going to be able to hold us off. I mean, it's a fairly small Terran army, but I mean the Marauders do so much damage to the sentries and stalkers and even the zealots, however you prefer.
Yeah, the army count is actually almost dead even. So this is a pretty even match. He's got his sentries in the front there. They're pretty weak. You might want to move them back.
Nice force field going down there to block off those units from getting up the ramp.
For some reason, Spudmaxx is way behind the harvester count. He's only at 19 harvesters to 27 for Fox, so that's a pretty big advantage. And that's going to come back to bite him if he doesn't, do some damage with this pressure.
I really hope Spudmaxx decides to expand here. He has a great position here outside of FireFox's base here, and it's going to make it impossible for him to expand to his natural, so I really think Spudmaxx should take the opportunity here to expand to his own natural.
Oh, here we go. We have another engagement here. Using his force fields. All right, that was actually quite the win for Fox there. He managed to do a lot of damage. This is starting to get a little scary for Spudmaxx. He's going to have to be careful what he decides to do. He needs to maybe expand while he's putting on all this pressure, or he needs to do some damage.
Definitely, there's getting to be a lot of zealots and a lot of marauders, or not marauders, sorry, a lot of stalkers and a lot of sentries is going to have to deal with because of this 4-gates here. Since he was able to hold off that push, this 4-gate is just going to keep building units very, very, very quickly.
Yeah, I'd like to see him move maybe into a Banshee or maybe even some Ghosts, because there is absolutely no detection for Protoss until he gets that Robo-Bay. And with the 4-gate, he can't really afford it. So this is the time to make that decision, and we'll see. He's already got some starports going up, so maybe he's taking my advice.
Yeah, hopefully one of them will grab their expansion here soon. I really don't like to see one base play from players. I really like to see them go into more of a macro game.
It's interesting. There's a pretty big army differential. If you look at the army tab, Fox is way ahead. And if he's not careful, his army's going to get caught out of position on this gold here. Okay, good. He's taken off. Oh, this might not work out so well. Got a few.
Did it look like he decided to split his army there so maybe he can get trapped or something? Or no? It looks like he's just going to keep wailing on them with what he's got.
Yeah, this is not looking so good for Spudmaxx. His harvester count is still way behind, and he hasn't really bought him anything. He hasn't taken the time to get another expansion. And he's pumping out as much as he can, but he's basically in a lot of trouble if he can't do some sort of harass to Fox player here.
Does look like Fox is grabbing his second expansion here, which is always very smart when you're happening to push out, and it's going to be bad for Spudmaxx because he had his chance to expand to defend his base. Maybe he could have thrown up some bunkers or something to help defend, but he didn't expand, and now he's not really going to get the chance to.
Yeah, the map control is definitely in the Protoss hands, and Fox is also moving into Templars, so he's going to be at a pretty big advantage. He's going to be